Hi there. I'm Nathan Mullum, a real estate expert. I deal with distressed properties and mortgages. So, some of you out there are trying to sell your property, and you may be in a city that requires a certificate of re-occupancy. Sometimes they call them different things, certificate of occupancy, certificate of use, but they try to do an inspection before you sell the house. Now, here in Miami, there's several places like that. City of Hialeah started the whole thing because in Hialeah, before you knew it, the house is twice the size, three times the size. Yeah, crazy. I mean, you have houses with second floors that were never built with permits. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So they kind of started the whole trend down here. So the city wanted to make sure that when you go to sell, that they do an inspection, make sure you don't have double kitchen, three kitchens, all of that. So they're doing a walkthrough there, and then they give you permission to sell the property. Okay, you got to be careful with that. Okay, so we have Miami Gardens, Hialeah, North Miami, Biscayne Park, El Portal, Miami Springs. You know, the list can change over time. More cities can jump in with this idea. They might get out of the idea, but you should check with your closing agent to see whether or not your city falls into that category that requires a certificate of re-occupancy. Okay, normally the procedure is very simple. Each city approaches it their own way. Some are more easy to deal with than others. Some of them are there to nitpick, others are just doing a very quick walkthrough. So you really want to know ahead of time what you're doing. The homeowner is the one supposed to request this inspection, but you really need to know ahead of time if you're walking into any problems. If you're selling a property to an investor and you have a lot of issues with the house needs remodeling, repair, some things are broken, you can actually sell it and at closing have the investor sign a waiver. You have to disclose that there's issues with the house and that you're selling it without a certificate of re-occupancy. That's going to be up to the investor to get that later. They're going to have to deal with whatever problems are there and then apply for it. Okay, obviously they're not going to occupy the house, but they need to get the house ready, and that's okay. But just keep that in mind. If you're selling a house and you're in one of these cities, you're going to have to deal with this issue because otherwise the closing agent, they can't close. They need to deal with it one way or another. Either you have the re-occupancy certificate or the buyer has to waive it. It's one or the other. You can't just ignore it. So keep that in mind. So as you can see, imagine having to deal with that and you're in a distress situation with problems and foreclosures and liens and creditors attacking the property. It all can get quite complicated and can get a whole lot more complicated than that. And I can make videos for hours actually about the type of problems that come up. If you're in a distress situation, give me a call. I'll review your situation and help you out. Okay? Look forward to your call. Take care.